Oh, good. Got a good strength to the stream. Happy days. It's already got a chat rate of 2, thanks to you guys.
Amazing.
No, I don't.
Boom. Boom. Hey, people. Right, the wall. Welcome to what is officially the final Mass Effect Andromeda Pathfinder stream. We're calling this part TEN7 on account of the N7 Days 10th anniversary. Control your hound. Yeah, I know we missed N7 Day, but as Bwnci has informed me, it's actually the real N7 Day tomorrow. So technically, this is the stream that you need to pay attention to. Hey, Perfect Gamer, how you doing, buddy? Oh, we've had a drop in the stream strength at the moment. Hopefully that will pick back up. But I will start the game up.
Real N7 Day tomorrow?
Because Mass Effect came out on the 20th of November, not the 7th. They're just being cute with the N7, see?
Well, yeah, but I like cute.
Well, I'm glad that works for you, but, you know, we're actually going to properly celebrate the 10th anniversary of Mass Effect. With Warp! And much like, apparently, the stream status is bad. So, let's go into the multiplayer. First off, why doesn't everybody just introduce themselves? Say hi, Necro-chan.
Hi.
Say hey, Bwnci.
Hello.
Say hello, Myth.
Oi!
Different. And Union, why don't you say hi to? Or hoy.
Hello, everyone.
Ahoy hoy.
Hi.
I don't know where my phone's gone. Oh well.
I hope that stream status picks back up. If it is bad for you guys,
we care?
well, you need to see the stream status in order to, you know, watch the stream. So here are our 2 new guys that came out for TEN7. We got the human Commando rocking her N7 outfit, although she has gone ahead and stamped the Andromeda Initiative on there, so it's not that respectful. And then there's the human Guardian. Now, these guys have got, of course, in true Mass Effect Andromeda fashion, come out with 2 of the same powers that we've seen before. But they got a new power, which is Warp. And I'm going to get into the problems with that shortly. Don't worry. Okay, we're up to okay with the stream strength. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Let's start up a lobby. I'll just,
I'm debating whether or not to put in some developer names attached to your stream.
Do
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Alright then. Boosh, boosh, boosh.
Ronick says, what's up, everyone?
Hey, Ronick, how you doing, buddy?
Hello.
We got 2 Guardians. 1 black, 1 white. It doesn't matter if you're...
Black or white?
Well done, Myth. Right then. So this build is technically finished. So I've got the build I'm happy with. The weapon, not so much. And that's not because it's the Crusader. Crusader did recently get a nice buff of 2 more bullets, which got its DPS competitive. You know, it's good. But what I'm really hoping to get on this character eventually is the Key Shock Sniper Rifle. Unfortunately, of course, that is an ultra rare, and I have not unlocked it yet. Right then. God, I still can't get rail lamps, huh? Oh, I got these. Bingo bango, I'll take that. And then I will go ahead and treat myself to some power, possibly. Now you might be all thinking, hang on, what's he doing power damage for? It's warp. Warp's not known for its power damage. Yeah, this isn't really warp. Okay. We're going full on N7 up in here. Now, I'm not entirely sure this is a good idea. I might have to explain this right now, since we haven't even started yet. But if warp is detonated, its dot stops. And if you detonate with warp, its dot stops. So if you guys want to not kill each other's dot, we should probably not all bring warp. I'm just going to say that right now.
Well, I don't bring just warp, I bring double warp.
Me too.
Me 3.
But warp from other people will detonate.
Robert says, hey.
Hey,
Yeah, but
Rob, how are you
detonating
doing, buddy?
does more damage than the dots, so I'm pretty
No,
fine
it
with
doesn't. This is what you need to understand. So this warp is not like the warp of old, where it had warp was amazing because it would buff your biotic explosions to do some really nice damage and be bigger. Warp just does normal biotic explosions in this game. There are no bonuses there. In fact, this warp is basically a soft dark channel.
A very soft dark channel.
A very, very soft dark channel. It really is. So there is one working debuff, which is for the armor. We will be using that to get some nice armor damage dot out of it. Other than that, though, that's what warp will do for you in this game. And based on the fact that we're not going to see another patch for Andromeda, we're probably not going to see it get any better, other than maybe increasing the number of dot that this power can do, in which case it really would just be a straight up soft dark channel. And by soft I mean hopefully we can get it up so it does good damage like dark channel did, but it's not going to jump to any other enemy. That would also require a patch. So who are we up against? Outlaw. Fun. They're really fun to fight with precision characters, honestly. But warp does have one cool benefit to it. It actually adds... its biotic effect works a lot like the burn effect and causes enemies to panic. So you can use it to stun enemies and gun enemies. Bang.
Oh, that's...
Oh, that's terrible. Bang. So yeah, right now I'm using the Crusader, but in future I'm hoping to... Because right now I got my turbocharge built to max out the magazine on my gun. And if I can use that with a key shock, that means I can get 2 shots in my key shock's magazine, which will be awesome because I can use double warp to stun 2 enemies and then I can gun 2 enemies with it. And what I'll be doing then is basically being like a dot gunner. I'll be adding the warp dot, which will be slowly eating away at my enemies, and then I'll be able to hit them with the key shock, which also still does its bleed. Oh fuck, she just gunned me down with my own Crusader. And then I'll be able to use the key shock to add more dot, because it still does have that bleed effect from the old game, which is nice. There's a panicked enemy. And then, with that, when I got those 2 dot effects landing on enemies, I can basically turn this character into a hit-and-run kind of strategy thing. She's not very... She's got the great soldier sort of health tree, where she's got hold the line and stuff, which makes her pretty sweet. But it's not... she's still not like a tank. She still can't take many hits. So it's good to be able to do that with her. You're basically going to be sturdy enough to get that dot applied, and then you can get the fuck out of there, because they should die on you. Because as much stick as I'm giving warp right now, its dot isn't great, but it's certainly not bad. You can do some pretty decent dot with warp as is. And couple that with the key shock, which is probably the 2nd best gun in the game, you can get some really nice damage over time with it. Halt your ass. Bang.
I mean, you've even got the singularity for crowd control if you need it.
Yeah, it is there. Unfortunately, she doesn't have any, like, debuffing biotic effect passive trees, like the Adept, so you can't really use that to debuff armor anymore. But again, it is crowd control for unprotected enemies. You can just have them spiraling around, waiting to die.
Robert asks, how do you like the Crusader?
The Crusader right now is, yeah, it's okay. Not too bad. I don't care for its rate of fire, but it's alright, you know, it's inoffensive. What I like about it, basically, this is your hardest hitting precision weapon without a scope at this point. And that's an okay thing for the Crusader to be, honestly.
Still doesn't floor enemies in one shot, though, like it used to, but you know.
You can with the right bonuses. I know that my Solarian Infiltrator using this weapon can cloak, energy drain, and shoot these gold mooks, and they will die in one shot from that shit. This character doesn't have the best bonuses for any particular strategy, but you can have this hit and run thing, which nobody else really does in this game. So I'm happy to try that out. Ah, damn it, where'd you go? I hate these little nooks they keep applying. Gotcha. Okay. Bang. 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 Fucking hell, I took one too many bangs, honestly. Yeah, you did. This guy's movement speed is crazy. You're a fake. So you can die a fake person's death. I'll get a bit of crowd control up in here because of the dog. He's going to be a dick.
Ronick says the Crusader's basically a Dan with unlimited range.
It's not as powerful as the Dan, unfortunately, but
Home in.
yeah, it's got no tracking. It doesn't have. It's got less DPS than the Dan. But yeah, it's got the range. It's definitely got the range.
Okay, there's a fun fact from Ronick. It said he recently noticed if you spec the passives of the human infiltrator for extra clip size, you get a 4th shot out of a Viper S.
Yeah, I mean, if you go for all the magazine upgrades, you can definitely get at least one extra shot in pretty much any gun. Guns with multiple shots can obviously, you can basically double any sort of mag with the right characters, mainly your human soldiers, your human infiltrators. Though, you know, that I forget what that passive tree is. I think it's munitions training.
Yeah.
Yeah, that if you got that and turbocharge, you are going to double some clip sizes. So, Hydra wants me dead. It's understandable.
Let's go that war beat, too.
Don't look like he is warped at the moment. Let me change that. Bang, 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 bang. See, now, if I wasn't waiting for the key shock for this character, I would probably go with the rate of fire bonus with the Crusader, just because it's a bit too slow for my liking. I pressed the wrong fucking D-pad button, because I still haven't accepted that into my life. They've fucking turned those things around. Stay still and die, please. Pain in the dick. Who's shooting me now?
Squad member down. Just 3 hostiles remaining. Reload. We're tracking reinforcements.
But yeah, this unfortunately is all we got going on. I mean, I remember before this character was released, there was a debate as to which one was going to be like the best gunner class in the game between her and the Artificer. Honestly, the Artificer is going to do a lot more damage than this character is. So the best thing I would recommend for her, if you want something unique to this character that nobody else can do, is probably going with a hit and run dot build. Oh, fucking put it down already. Ah, you Hydra piece of crap. What is it? I swear it just aimed from above at me, and yet there's no Hydra here.
Oh, it is above you.
Oh, there. Be a Hydra. Bang.
Yeah, that's a dog.
Shit. Just a berserker just burst from the flames of the Hydra. Are you with the fake? Yeah, you are. No, I'm getting shot. I think I got one of you. Ah, fuck, I tried. Could have used an ops pack, yes. Chose not to. Whoa, okay. Can't take you out, Froggo. I can't hit these enemies, Jesus Christ. Huh. Fuck. Bang. Bang.
Ooh. Shot in the back. Oh.
Ring, ring.
Was that you, Union?
I think it might be.
Oh no, it's still going. What's this?
Not me.
Where are you?
Yeah, it was me again. Aye.
Oh, I hope this phone won't ring during the stream.
Which is something he literally said before the stream started.
I know. The thing is, that phone stays silent for hours and hours, and all of a sudden it just rings constantly.
You didn't give Myth your number, did you?
Maybe he found
He
it.
didn't have to.
Oh, he's such a troll that he's also a stalker.
He's all the bad things.
Felix hacker.
Don't know if I've showed this map off on the stream before.
I think we did it when it was new.
Okay.
Ah.
Whoa! Why me? Why me? Ah, fuckeries. Shields are so up and down then.
Well done.
Thank you kindly.
The data.
Bang, bang. Bang. God.
Just 3 hostiles
But you're saying that the dot does more damage than a biotic explosion?
Over time, yeah.
Warp?
Not immediately,
No, it
obviously.
It doesn't. How much is a biotic explosion then?
All clear for
It's
I don't
only
know,
like-
but-
The dot is only like 43.
No, you're not. You forget. It does have a working armor damage debuff.
Yeah, but then it's 43 plus 20%. And that's it.
We're done here. Get yourself to the
Not knowing the figures of the biotic explosion, I can't say for sure if it's stronger, but I would assume so.
Yeah, I would hope so, definitely.
It might be about 800 damage for an explosion
So
on
there you
platinum.
go.
Oh no, sorry, no, we're doing gold, aren't we? Sorry, I thought we were doing platinum for some odd reason. I've been doing platinum too much, I think. 791 is how much biotic detonation does on gold.
Okay.
791, yeah, so then you're still
Fucking
better off
hell.
detonating it than...
Ronick says you haven't showed Vertigo and Nimbus on a live stream.
Oh, Vertigo does suck.
I'm reading a flat line.
This is Vertigo.
Oh, I'm talking about Nimbus then.
Yeah, Nimbus sucks. It's a
Nimbus
map
is a
that's not
terrible,
designed for
terrible map.
It's a map that was designed for that one point in the single player, and that's it. And then they decided, you know what, let's use it in the multiplayer too.
Awful. It's an awful map, that is. Did he just do a Slug the Hedgehog spin then, that fucking Krogan?
He said he must know because he's watched every live stream.
He is a good source. Bang. Go away from me, Hydra. You still got me, of course you fucking did.
It's extraction.
Yep.
I was just kind of killing stuff. There you go. Ooh, that's an Inferno grenade.
Yeah. No, that's a fake. Never mind. Job's done. Bang.
That's how Apex gets it.
And that's the Commando. Obviously, when I got the key shock, her DPS will go up substantially, and I don't just mean because of the dot. I mean because the key shock's like vastly superior to the Crusader. Yeah, but we'll take a look at the build now when we get back in, and I'll explain to you the many problems of warp. So it's nice that at least there was that consistency with this sort of whole multiplayer experience, where it kind of ended on the same note it started on, where, you know, the shit they released doesn't work.
Nice full circle kind of thing.
Yeah, it's poetic. If there's one thing BioWare does do right, it's poetic writing. Right, okay. So, here's the build. Singularity I'm not going to bother with, because if you're going to just do detonate Singularity, you're obviously still better doing it with the Adept. I know that Shockwave has like a 0.5 multiplier to its combos, but you can actually fix that with his passive tree and then basically just do more combos with Singularity that way. So I wouldn't recommend doing that with the Commando. It's a waste of your time. Turbocharge, I'm going to go with the key shock and try and get 2 shots out of the bad boy. So I've built it for duration so I can have the 2 shots in my key shock as much as possible. I've gone with the extra damage and force because I won't need the accuracy and stability with that weapon. I also don't need it with the Crusader. And then go with the dump heat. So this gives you a massive 80% clip size bonus. Warp. Okay, so this is what it does for you at base. It does 260 initial damage and 32 damage per second for 10 seconds. They obviously, unless it hits shields, in which it works at half strength. There's an armored defense debuff for 20%. That's all the debuffing this power is ever going to fucking do for you, unfortunately. So you can obviously rate up the damage that it does here. You can go with the anti-armor. This will multiply the damage that it does to armor again. But this is just warps damage, okay? That is just for warps damage, this rank 4 evolution. And then you've got expose here, which would be the 1.15 multiplicative bonus that we all know and love, but it's broken, and it does nothing. It will not increase warps damage. It will not increase any other damage. It is bust. So you might as well get 5 more seconds on your dot with warp, because you can't fucking debuff with this power. And then finally, you've got a choice between escalation and double warp. Double warp obviously shoots 2 projectiles. Escalation is an interesting bonus where basically the warp gets larger. Sorry, the dot gets larger from warp based on the enemy's health. So it's saying that eventually, when the enemy's on low health, you'll do 5 times the damage. That's bullshit, by the way, because based on the formula that has been data mined for this evolution, you won't do 5 times the damage until the enemy's at 0 HP. So it basically, that's what the scale you're kind of working with. At full HP, you're doing normal damage. At 0 HP, you're doing 5 times damage, and then there's going to be like just a sort of smooth sort of uprising of your damage with that. So what that basically means when it comes to doing dot with this power, if the enemy's at 50% health, you'll do more damage with escalation. If they got anything more than 50% health, you'll actually do more dot with the double warp. Granted that both projectiles land on the same enemy, because you can keep slapping warps on top of an enemy, and the dots will run parallel to each other. But that's about it. Other than that, the other bugs to worry about, of course. I'm not too surprised that warp's dot stops when you detonate the effect. That's true for many other effects in Andromeda. But unfortunately, if you use warp to detonate a combo, its dot actually never gets applied. So it's like if you did the Singularity warp build and you would detonate Singularity with warp, there's no dot there. The only dot you're seeing is the stuff that Singularity does. So this power is like crooked all over the place, unfortunately. And I think with no more patches for the multiplayer, the only way they can fix it is to just up the kind of damage over time this power does. And basically make it a soft dark channel. That's what you're going to get. So the strategy here is to just go with the 2 projectiles and 2 shots and a key shock, and then basically warp and shoot an enemy and then just let them bleed out on you for hit and run tactics. She's got Apex training as a passive bonus, so she hasn't even got the cool munitions training where she could get like that wicked sustained fire evolution. That's not here, so she's just got to go with whatever you can get. I went with the power damage at rank 4. You could take the weapon damage, but I thought I'd give Warp a kick up the arse because that bonus is so small. But then I went with the headshots here because I'm not going to do combos with her, and then I went with the extra damage here. You could go with the more power damage here, but honestly, you're going to do more damage with a weapon in this game at this point. And then she has got this combat fitness, which is a wicked health tree. So get the shields. I went with the damage resistance while moving and jumping, and hold the line is a really good DR bonus. And that's the Commando. So moving on, we did Vertigo. Oh, we'll do Nimbus.
Oh god.
And we'll do Kett. So expect to be murdered by Anointed constantly. And then it's time to show you the Guardian. So what's the plan of the Guardian? Now this guy is dedicated to the dot, whereas I'm trying to make her a sort of hit and run character for the Commando. This guy is all about just applying as much dot as I can and hoping the enemy fold under it. I think I might need a top up on revive packs. Whoops. So let's pop to the store and get a jumbo. And set herself up here. Okay then. So for my build, I will want hot ammo. Save these for the videos. Take this one. And as much as I would like some more health, I think I'm going to dedicate myself to the dot here and get beat up a bit. And go with the biotic power damage.
I've got lots of cyclonics just because the shields are so small. Cyclonics don't make a difference.
Yeah, I mean, they're still additive bonuses, guys. So they're basically going to be boosting the base shields of all of your characters. And look at the max shields of these characters. 480, 388, 363. You know, I think the Volus came in with shields bigger than that. So here's a new face. Special Mitch. Hi, Bwnci. If you get a chance, how does Andromeda Multiplayer compare to ME3? I would say, to be fair, ups and downs. Honestly, I would say that the core gameplay, the mechanics, the movement of Andromeda is so much cooler and fluid and fun. But then when you actually come to... there's no depth with Andromeda's multiplayer. Mass Effect 3's multiplayer had so much depth. There was so many fun mechanics to explore. There was so many cool characters, powers, weapons that you could use for just so much varied strategies. You can't get that in Andromeda. There's a lot of repeating material here. So I've struggled for the longest time to try and work out a unique but effective strategy for every single character in the game. I have finally accomplished that, but it's not easy. Most of these characters have 2 of the same moves as some other character. So yeah, unfortunately the core's stronger, but the depth isn't there.
I mean, I've been playing Andromeda since it came out, and I've gone back to Mass Effect 3's multiplayer, and I had fun doing it, but I also found it slow and clunky.
Yeah, it's going to be clunkier. I mean, it's an older generation. It's running on. It's working on a very more. I mean, it's a Mass Effect 3. The actual game is a much stiffer, more sort of RPG game. Honestly, this is far more action. This is a real action game, Andromeda, whereas ME3 has got more of an RPG route to it.
I think that's
so it is stiffer.
To EA's design philosophy as it is right now.
Well, that's actually down to the gaming market. Honestly, action games make the most money, so any game that they want to make more money on will get more actiony. Unfortunately,
but then you've got things like Breath of the Wild, which yes is an action game, but it has a lot of RPG aspects. And then you've got the new Mario game that's come out. That's just Mario. It's platforming. Yeah,
but that's the beauty of Nintendo. See, they will always put gameplay. They will put gameplay above everything else. They don't care what the marketplace is saying.
I find Mario Odyssey to be a very, very scary game.
What, with possession of all creatures? Yeah, it's a bit dark, but it's also a bit Mario. So this map is awful. It looks like it was ripped from Halo, and if it was in a player versus player shooting game, be fucking awesome, this map. But the fact that it's in Mass Effect Andromeda in a horde mode situation, it's awful. You just basically, most of the map is a death zone. It's like a tiered London. You will get fucked from every suppression unit from everywhere on this map. It's awful. But it's okay. I got 1 warp projectile this time, but it will do substantially more dot if it connects with an enemy. And then basically once I've done that, I'm going to just plow them with incendiary rounds and hope that they topple eventually. And that's this character. I have got the backlash spec'd into this guy, so when I'm dealing with suppression units, I can get them to basically dot themselves for a bit, but it's also set to have no health, my backlash, so I purposely want that to break so that I also get the power bonus to increase my dot further. Yeah, look, I'm just getting hit from all over the place.
This side, and I'll go to the other side, and we'll turret them from either side.
That sounds like a plan to me.
People in the chat are saying they hope they remaster ME3. But
it would be nice.
They will not. They will not.
No.
It'll be more like a remaster than it would be I forget what the other one is. A remake. Which means it'll still have all the clunky mechanics, but it just looks prettier.
I mean, there's no reason to remaster ME3. If you want to play ME3, just play ME3. You know, a PlayStation needs to get their shit together, but you know, with the Xbox, you can go ahead and actually play the whole original trilogy on the newest console. So do it, if you fancy it.
I bought the trilogy for my Xbox, my Xbox One S, you know, because I could.
Yeah.
I don't actually have a PS3 anymore, but I still have all 3 of my Mass Effect games. But you know.
Yeah, I got all mine. In fact, it will eventually happen that I do a Let's Play of the whole goddamn trilogy. I'm going to have to brush up on my Mass Effect 1. It's been a while. It's been a real long time.
You have a Soned Anointed, I have a Soned too.
His is better.
His is better, but mine's more fun.
Yeah, I'm just going to jump up and down because fucking love to do it. Yeah, so you haven't seen me use Backlash yet, but that's because I haven't actually seen the Anointed. I think they've just been hitting me.
I think every time Union or I see one, we gun it down immediately just to make us feel better about using it. So,
No, sorry, Myth was just trying to blind me with the Scorpion, but then I just realised that that makes the Artificer's head disappear when you just see it through smoke. So she became like a headless horseman after that. You might be noticing just how crappy my shield boost is. Yeah, I haven't bothered to spec for it.
I have. My build
I will
is
explain
built
later.
for platinum, but, you know. Myth, stop being a twat.
He can't. He literally can't. That's why the only sniper rifle he's completed the challenge for is the Naladin.
On both systems, actually.
Oh, there was actually not as many enemies there as I thought, but then, you know, it's Kett, so you can never really fucking know.
We're tracking reinforcements.
How many bullets?
Yeah, this guy's got the as you can see, he's got like the Duelist's dodge, which I just don't get. If anybody should have had this, it should have been the Commando. Because this guy's, like, fairly tanky if you build him right.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to have these, like, DR drop, well, these damage drop and invulnerability frames and shit. He just... And honestly, I don't like it. I'll be honest with you. Oh, you're going to hit the thing and show me up, huh? That's cool too, I guess.
Oh, you coming up here, Fiend? I have a soned for you.
Ah, what hit me from behind? An invisible guy. You gotta go now. Fuck! Okay, there's an Anointed there. There's a lot of shit here, actually.
Whee! I don't know where that guy went.
'Cause baby, you're a firework.
Ronick says, Myth, one of your balls is hanging over your shoulder, dude.
Just 3 hostiles remaining.
I have not been on the same page as these Anointed all game. I will try and show off the Backlash.
Down. Keep your guard.
Although it's not nothing you
Well,
haven't seen before.
I mean, they are being turreted from like both sides of the map. at the
all
highest
sides of the
points
map. There's like 4 Anointed at like one time, and they can just go in every corner of this map and fuck you from
but
any floor.
they're not coming up here where me or Union are, and we're gunning them down before they get a chance. So. Ooh, I see you, dog.
Oh, I just got sandwiched between 2 sonodes.
That's. Ooh,
Sounds
Fiend.
hot, honestly.
Unload.
As does that. Ooh.
Well,
Oh, he's
that's a
gone.
Fiend.
Get dotted, son! There you go, a warp kill.
Nice.
Invisible Anointed, not paying attention to me. Mistake. You're dead anyway.
Oops, didn't want to come down here, but there's an ammo box down here anyway.
That's a dog, I saw you. Oop. It's just, you don't benefit from using Backlash against the non-suppression enemies, because enemies tend to stop shooting at you when you put Backlash up, whereas, but they do still seem to operate off the old ME3 sort of mechanic where the enemies attack in bursts. So if they start a burst, they're going to finish it. So that's why the suppression units still are really good to hit with the Backlash power, because once they start drilling into you, they're committed to that, no matter how much it hurts them.
Keep your guard up.
Whereas the other enemies, they'll shoot 1 or 2 shots take a little bit of damage from it, and then they'll just not shoot you again. So you're better off just hitting them with warp and gunning them down. Got another hack.
Oh, you mean me and Union have to get together in one spot?
You think you guys can pull it off? Huh? Oh, there's a fiend. Why is that the first fiend I've seen? I guess they've gotten the wrong end of your turrets, huh?
Pretty much, yeah. Like everything else.
Well, I thought I was backlashing that anointed, but as the smoke cleared, I just realised he was on the wrong end of your sonnet, not his own. Right, okay, we got a fiend. I've got a grenade next to you as well, watch
Not
out.
for long.
Ooh.
What are you doing? Oh, there we go.
Come on, shoot at me! Shoot at me! I want you to do it!
I am.
I am! Dead it. Oh, there's just one guy there? Alright. Pro rocket bro. Go on, hit me. Increase my dot! To revive myth or not to revive myth? That is the question.
I mean, I'd be fine if you didn't.
Like the pros we are! So yeah, the backlash is useful against berserkers and observers and anointed. Other than that, it's just warp and kill. Where are you?
Alright, that fiend is now incredibly debuffed, so...
Oh, he's now going to be incredibly dead. There we go.
I hate that all the projectiles go for the enemy's central mass in this game, so you can't actually effectively curve projectiles over cover like you could in ME3, because they just crash right into the fucking wall. So annoying. Okay, I get to
seem to really dislike me.
dot a fiend. Parallel. Oh, that's probably actually detonated my incendiary, but what are you going to do, huh? Ooh. Nope, he's gone. Fuck. Visible mechanic of this faction will consistently be terrible. Shoot. Get down. Oh, I fucking press shield boost. You denied me. So as oh, okay, I'm getting shot. So as I said before, you definitely... Oh, look, there he goes. You bastard. He just skipped over me. Thanks. So yeah, as I said before, you definitely want to warp first before you start shooting with your incendiary rounds, otherwise you're just going to detonate the effect of both your dots. So I also really like the fact that after the extraction is completed, all the enemy become neutral and allies, so you can actually shield boost them.
You can also stealth crit
and
them.
stealth crit them, yeah.
I've had an invisible Hydra sitting next to me before.
An invisible Hydra. As if they needed any more stealth boosts.
At least it'll make the Krogan engineers line a little bit better. We have a Hydra. Stealth Hydra.
We got a Hydra, a really invisible Hydra. You know, it's, turrets took that one. Righty then. So this is the build for the Guardian. Backlash, I've gone for the recharge speed, just so I can use it against those suppression enemies quite frequently, and ultimately not give it the health so that it breaks and gets me the bonus at rank 6. The reflection here will also help them kill themselves real quick when you've warped them first and do this, so they're basically drilling themselves, getting eaten by their own projectiles, and then you finish them off once they're done with your gun. But this is what you want your shield to break for, so you get the maximum power damage and gun damage bonus here. Shield boost I didn't bother with, because at most I was going to put like 3 ranks into it, but then I decided I could go 3 ranks so I can use shield boost to give me about 330 shields in total every, I don't know, 12 or 13 seconds, or I could just fully spec out my health tree here, which I'll show you now. I got the max shields at rank 4 because health regen is only good if you're not getting hit. I went with this, so every time I use warp I get 40 of my barriers back. But look, if I take this evolution, where when my health drops to 20%, I get full shields restored, and that happens every 15 seconds. Kind of like shield boost. So I thought, fuck it, I'll just take that evolution, get maximum shields every 15 seconds rather than 330, and then I can use shield boost to kind of restore my health when I lose half of my barriers. It's a little perk. Warp is built this... There's only one way to build warp for the first 2 ranks. You might as well take the additional warp armor because you're not going to do anything else with it other than dots. So if you're going to spec into it, you need its dot to be decent. Expose is broken, so you have to take duration. And then it's just this. You can choose between 2 projectiles or 1 that gets stronger. So I've decided to focus on the dot with this character. And then for his Apex training, I went with the power damage for the same reasons I did on the Commando. Then I went with the headshots, and then I went with the weapon damage, just so I got consistent weapon damage if I can't get a good sort of view on the head for this additive bonus. You could take this if you really want to dedicate yourself to Warp's dot. But that's the Guardian. It's all about basically warping and shooting the enemy, or if it's a suppression unit, you warp them, you backlash them, and then you shoot them. And that's our new characters, folks. Let me just check something here. 555. Yeah, I think I'll treat myself to an arsenal pack and unlock my key shock. Well, I can dream. Thank you for my bulwark katana. And my concussive predator. You do spoil me so.
Oh, I think I got spoiled the most just now. I got the TEN7 Eagle.
Do you know what? It breaks my heart, ladies and gentlemen. I've managed to scrape together the Shorty and the Savoa, and yeah, I do like the Savoa. That's a good gun, and the Shorty is fucking beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful weapon. Might show you it later today. In fact, no, I'm going to show you in this next video. But as much as I try to get my hands on the key shock, I think what's going to happen first is I'm going to get a level 10 Eagle. How many times do I need to keep getting this weapon before I start seeing other material, you know, that's useful? Because everybody knows this weapon's garbage. It always has been and still is. Look, it's even the poster boy for the pistols. What a joke. Right then. So what we're going to show you next is a easy and quick way to get some dollar. This is what I've been doing. In fact, I say I've been doing it a bit, but actually my good friend here, Wild, has been racking in some cash for me using this strategy to just grind some real good cash out of platinum. And we're going to do it. So, did you get through to user?
Yeah, he's not online yet.
Is Dream kicking about? You haven't done this before, have you, Myth? You haven't done this thing we do, have you?
What thing we do?
This platinum speed run. Air quote, air quote.
No, I have not.
Is Dream about?
I'd call it a reliable run.
It's reliable. It's fast, though. So It's good. Let me
So what do
see.
we have a guardian, a gladiator, an operator.
Dream's not on. So yeah, we're gonna have to teach myth. So basically, I'm gonna be scrapper because somebody's already taken operator.
Well, Union, if you want to be, if you want to be the gladiator Union, I'll be the stealth and myth and Bwnci if you could, be the
Yeah, that's fine.
operator.
Yeah, I'll get my Ninja Turtle out.
What is that noise?
I don't know what's
Plane,
happening.
I think.
Oh,
Right. Okay.
Oh,
So
sorry,
you're gonna
I'm
be
next to an airport.
okay.
Yeah.
It's also me.
right.
Oh, wait, that's the
Myth.
wrong character.
You no, you wouldn't have a full gladiator, will you? Oh no, Union's being gladiator. All right. So you play operator. Okay. Go Solarian operator, and
Okay.
do the intelligent thing.
Alright, I do have to respect though.
Okay. So the build I'm going to recommend for the Solarian operator, if you haven't got it already, you want to max out invasion so that you get outbreak. You want weaken, and then you want virulence here. Did I just say virulence? You want the pop. And then shield boost, you max out that so you've got restoration, recharge speed, and extended duration. I'd recommend only 4 ranks of overload, just get the recharge speed. I'd recommend only 4 ranks of offensive tech, just get the duration here, or power enhancement. And then for support systems, get yourself tech duration, support systems, and tech sabotage. Cool story, guys. Invasion.
Oh, I love how I can't actually get that last one, but alright.
Happy days. So invasion, actually, at rank 1, you can get a 30% debuff. Awesome. And then if you get to rank 5, you can get another 10%, so it's a 40% debuff. But there's actually an odd bug that actually extends its debuff. These bonuses here in support systems, is it the power restoration? Or no, it's the duration here. The duration at rank 4, and it is in support systems, this 30% bonus actually increases the debuff.
So it's an odd thing to.
Or is it? I might be getting this mixed up. Actually, it might be the restoration bonuses, or is it this? I believe it's
Support
that.
systems, that's what you said.
Yeah. So this is it actually extends the debuff, so you can actually knock up invasion's debuff to 60%. So you can actually debuff 3 enemies by 60% each time with it. It's really, really cool.
Well, not just 3. I mean, it spreads as
Yeah,
well.
it spreads, yeah.
Well, the initially,
Okay, yeah, initially, sure, but I mean,
because I don't know if I certainly didn't realize at the time, but before patch 107, that spread didn't actually take over the debuff. It only transferred the dot to other enemies, but it does work now. You will debuff all enemies. That can't be the right one. I can't remember which ones is the bug in, but you can basically get a 60% buff with this. So if you're getting 40 here, I must be confusing it with something else. Oh, it's this one. Sorry, guys. It's offensive tech's duration here. This knocks it up to 60. But yeah, that's the build for the Solarian operator we want. I would shamelessly bring in the hardest hitting weapons in the game. We're trying to do this quickly. So if you got a shorty, use your shorty. If you got a Roserad, use your Roserad. If you got a key shock, use your key shock. So we like to go Magma and Outlaw. Actually, are the least annoying one for this.
Yes.
This is going to be this is a Nova build of the Gladiator you're going to see. We got this debuffer here, and he's also going to be shield boosting our Nova build of the Gladiator. I'm going to be debuffing further and adding a ton of dot. And the Angara here, she's going to be offering the sticky grenades to really clear out the armor that the 4 of us are going to be destroying with all our debuffs. Don't forget Annihilation Field does debuff as well. And then also with the shitty ejectors, she goes out and gets them sorted. But yeah, let's jump into this.
Yeah, it's I gotta say it's a boring game, but it's an effective game.
Yeah, it's kind of like speedrunning. We're controlling the enemy, taking the enemy out as quickly as possible, and doing the objectives as quickly as possible. So it's like speedrunning.
Yeah, you don't even have to focus with the gladiator here. You can just press a button and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you do have to focus a little bit for what we're doing this time because we will have to move a little bit, like on the objective waves, if it's like a hack or an upload.
Yeah, because we're all gonna jump in now to get it faster.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect Gamer says he plays this as well. It's really good.
Yeah, this is quite easy actually, guys. If you can get this team together.
You can do it. You can do it without the scrapper in the team. You can just do it with the 3 characters.
You can actually. This is so effective that you can do it with 3 people. The scrapper here is just excess at this point. I'm the add-on at this point. Just throwing in a little bit more of a debuff and doing more damage out there. Basically, the gladiators are going to be your killer. The gladiator is going to fuck up everything, and it's going to rack in the points because not only is she killing everything, she's also like shielding the whole team, because every time she kills stuff the whole team is getting shields. So yeah, it's really easy to survive, it's really easy to take the enemy down, and depending on the objectives, this could be an absolute cakewalk. So what we're going to do is do something I tell everybody to never do, and that's Camp LZ. I'm going to go right over here.
Yeah.
And hide in this little corner.
I hope I don't.
Because this means the enemy can only come from in front of us. Well, our backs are against the wall here. We're cornered animals and we are dangerous.
The Krogan.
Yeah, so anytime you can shield boost Smith, you need to shield boost so that this chick can just Nova forever. And then I'm just going to snap freeze and throw in a couple of flaks.
Yeah, watch those dogs, because I don't want to go into the wall, but I mean, it's okay if I do.
So yeah,
that's the
look
thing.
at these just enemies are going to melt. There's so much, there's so many debuffs in play right now. I fucking love this gun, by the way.
I need shields.
So yeah, basically the gladiator's here with her annihilation field. She's debuffing armor. She's also got Nova going like crazy, which is obviously primed to do extra damage to armor. So anything that gets close is getting wrecked by her. She's gone with the radius as well, just so she can hit multiple enemies. I'm then here with my snap freeze, which debuffs all enemies, but also debuffs armor. So armor enemies just get chewed up. And then I got my flat cannon, which does extra damage to armor, and that really chews them up. Myth's here to shield boost mainly the gladiator, but the whole team benefits because we're so close. And then he's throwing out that 60% debuff I was telling you about to soften up the enemy even more. And then we got Wild, who's doing the Angara, who's basically just additional armor damage, and for objectives like this. She's just going to stealth grid and get it done, honestly, while the rest of us just keep the enemy busy over here. And by busy, I mean dead.
Robert asks, are you going to do the barricade platinum as well?
This is better. This is just better. You don't need it.
The Barricade Platinum is like the OG, I think, to be honest. It's the
Look at
original
this.
way
Look at
people
this
used to
platinum
cheat
armor. It just gets eaten. It's not fair, honestly.
You also get a treat to, like, if you're not the Krogan, you get to see like berserkers going backwards, doing backflips and stuff like that happening.
Yeah, the only thing to worry about is the gladiator. If she like gets grabbed by a dog or the ascendant, she can actually get pushed into the wall and get stuck under LC, and then she can't extract. But you know, other than that, yeah, pretty good.
If she does get stuck in the wall, she basically becomes immortal.
Yeah, she's immortal because she can still Nova through the wall. You know, she's still gonna kill stuff. She's just, unless she gets grabbed back out, unfortunately she's not gonna extract.
Which, you know, only loses about $7,000-ish, I think.
Yeah,
so
it's not there.
really a big
End
deal.
of the world.
I need that.
Oh, I'm done.
Yeah, just look at that kill feed. Is just Nova. Nova. Okay, we got a Hydra who knows better than to come round the corner. It's not going to last him though. It's still too close to annihilation field and snap freeze. Yeah, the shorty's a burst fire shotgun. It's like the growl of Andromeda, and it's fucking gorgeous. Damage is great. It feels great. It's awesome. I love this weapon. Big fan. It's an angry, angry frog we've got there.
It's not easy being green. Hey, you two match myth and
fuck.
you.
Didn't have a lock yet, fuck.
Okay.
Come on, enemies, get
First
close.
sad armored target. See ya. Yeah, so I hope you like corners, because we're going to be here for a while. Ooh, oop. And this is the thing, see, we're all, like, basically rubbing asses together. If anybody goes down, your friends are going to pick you up. The only time I would recommend that you go ham on your fucking consumables is when we need to get hacks and uploads done. Yes, you could, if you really want a leisurely way out of this, is just let the Angara do it. You just stay in the corner and kill stuff, and Angara will eventually get your hacks and uploads done. However, if we all just trek over there and use what we got to use to get the objective done as soon as possible, you know, go for it. It speeds things up, and it's actually a bit of excitement, much needed excitement, honestly. I think it's time to go murder the stragglers, actually.
Yeah, there isn't many things left. I mean,
Three more to go.
Yo.
yeah, the only thing that's going to take time is
Bang.
finding the stragglers.
Yeah. All right then.
It's usually
To
a
the happy
sharpshooter.
corner. Upload. Okay, so this is what we were talking about. So we're gonna do this together just to speed it up. Our damage, as you can see, is so fucking incredible. Fortunately, Magma is one of the few maps where the objectives never get too terrible. What do you want to do first?
Let's do
A?
B first. Let's do B first.
This one?
Yeah.
Right, we got some berserkers in the back. So if you go down, use a Medigel. If you see lots of enemies, use Cobras. Don't be shy.
Where are we going next?
Let's go to A.
What's A over here? That's A. Straight ahead.
Ah, dark room. Okay.
See, when we're all together, we just blow through these things, and we're so fucking powerful. We should be able to murderize anything before it's too much hassle. Fortunately, Magma is a good map for not shitty upload and hack locations.
Oh, 0 is the worst for them. Right, kitchen
Yeah,
now.
0. Okay, to the kitchen. Don't worry about the dickheads in the way, unless they're literally stopping you from getting through a door or something. Also, of course, yeah, Angara can just stealth grid the team, so we can all just blaze through over to here. And once we're done here, you'll no prizes for guessing where we go next. All right then, let's go, guys. Feel free to kill anything that gets in the way. Bang. See ya.
Where is this Hydra?
Yeah, it's shooting at us. Oh, it's above us. It's at top of LZ. Because we've got the radius on Nova, this Hydra's getting fucked by Nova the whole time it's trekking over this LZ point. It does just get mauled.
I think it's straggler time.
Yeah, let's go murder them and their families.
Just 3 hostiles remaining.
Sucks to be you 3 hostiles. Bang.
Sensors clear for now. Great shooting.
Hi.
Hello.
Enters with a flourish. Oh,
En route.
Oh, hi.
oh hi. Let's look at that caved-in ass. Mm-mm. Mm. I like my right cheeks inside.
Oh, come on, you
Foolish
slow-ass
berserker.
enemies.
Bang. Bang.
Have a sticky. You can have a sticky. Have another one. You can have one too.
I mean, when you're doing this thing, there's really no reason to use any consumables. You're gonna fucking tenderize and murderize everything. Bang. Bang.
Thank you kindly. Ow.
This is silly damage. That Anointed's very intelligent. He sees what's happening around the corner. He's thinking, I'm staying as far away as fucking possible from that corner. This Hydra looks like it could use another debuff. Oh, it died before it was applied.
No power cells. Well, I'll change that with
Yeah. Oh, he's feeling lucky. He's feeling lucky. Shame he's stupid. Bang. Look at this. These enemies don't even know whether to try and clip through the map or not. Straggler time. Let's go murder them. Okay.
stop. Straggler time.
Bang.
Yeah, I've got my Angara built for the grenades and not the strike, but I still have the strike, so I can teleport behind
Yeah.
sharpshooters from a mile away.
Yeah, so
and
the
then
Angara
away.
is a straight up sticky grenade build.
Yeah.
So you're getting the power damage in a passive tree and all that kind of good stuff. Soju.
We've got major enemy targets.
Okay, so what we do here is we send the Angara off to get the first target because he's a pussy, and then after that the other feels lucky and they end up getting mauled. So just let the Angara go hunt that one.
Oh, now it's been debuffed, I can just kind of stick it once and it probably will die. Yeah.
There we go, and now she'll return to us, and this will be much the same.
That Anointed just hiding over there.
Can you blame it?
Oh, here's another target. Have a grenade.
Yeah,
Have
see,
another one.
Krogan
debuff.
think they're
And
strong,
bye-bye.
but
Oh, that's
Oh,
an Ascendant.
that's through the wall.
Squad member down.
come for the goddamn wall.
Ah, my battery's down.
Nope, Hydra. Bye.
Hydra.
It is a Bydra. Right, so throw in a biotic explosion for good measure. Incoming! Oh, it's gone.
Flatline.
Nope. This Blaze Hydra's feeling lucky.
Ow.
I'm reading a flatline.
I'm just gonna get up. Easier.
No, he was a mild inconvenience. Nobody can say you weren't that. Down you go.
Got that. Oh,
Got a Hydra coming up top.
He got stuck twice.
He did. Bang.
All clear for now.
And now we extract. Now the extraction strategy will surprise you. What we're going to do, we're going to stay in the corner and do exactly the same thing. Because why wouldn't we?
At 10 seconds, I'll stealth grid everyone, and we jump up to the LZ.
Yeah. See, now if this was Mass Effect 3, what BioWare would do is just stick a box in the corner so that we couldn't hide here. But, you know, that would require somebody to work on the multiplayer. So I think we can carry on. Bang. Bang.
Ooh, that's a sick kill.
Boom.
Oh, funny thing about Ascendants, the purple ones
Boom.
anyways. When you take off the orb the first time, and they spawn another orb, the orb is now white, which means it's back to like a weak Ascendant's orb.
Yeah, so you can missile it. Yeah.
It's also weaker, it's got less health.
Oh, Blaze Hydra's coming in.
And bye.
Remember when there was a bunch of armored enemies in front of us? That was fun.
When was that? I never saw that.
Well, you must have blinked.
Up you get.
Thank you, thank you. It's just not fair, is it?
It's not fair. Oh. Damn anointed. You got a snap freeze kill on that anointed.
Like a boss.
Oh, hello.
Somebody's going to get biotic exploded if he doesn't move. Bang! You were warned.
20 seconds.
Alright then, folks.
15.
This is actually the hardest part of the strategy, is actually jumping up the wall reliably, because, you know, Andromeda. Ooh, good hit, Hydra, I'll give you that. Shame you'll die for it.
A little chaotic.
And that's a platinum speedrun.
I'll still get that done in 15 minutes.
Actually, you say no revives is the platinum you wouldn't do, Ronick. Have you done Glass Jaw? That's a platinum game that can go fuck itself. That can absolutely go fuck itself.
Yep.
It's ridiculous,
There's no
that one.
revised one you can do if everyone uses the Angara Avenger.
Yeah, yeah. If you got stealth grid, you're fine. Stealth grid gets you through it, but
You can
the
operate,
Glass Jaw
like-
one is unfair.
Yeah, you can operate like a quarter of the map each with 4 Angara on the no revives thing. Usually it's just take out the one enemy that's going to kill you the fastest, so anointed or observers.
Unfortunately, that platinum game was so fast that I've got almost like 3/4 of an hour to fill with what I had planned as one more game.
15 minutes 48, pretty quick.
It's decent. It's decent. Okay, now I'll have my key shock, please. Bollocks.
Ronix, he has done it and he's uploaded a video on his YouTube account. With
Of what now?
Good mercenary. The
Glass Jaw.
yeah.
Oh, yay,
Ugh.
an Avenger 9, I'm so happy.
Oh wow, I got the halberd and the lammet. Fun on the bun. Right, okay. So that is everything for the final segment of this stream. I'm going to give you guys a little rundown of all of the strategies I have now got for all the characters in the game, and you guys can go ahead and tell me which one of those you want to see, because I've pretty much changed everybody to some degree. So,
Alright, then I want to see everybody.
right, so anyone who isn't Myth, these are your choices. So here's my female soldier. She's the Big Mag build. Originally I showed you it was the Roserad. Decided that the Roserad just doesn't really benefit from the Big Mag build and decided to go with the Riga Carbine. Something that actually does benefit because that basically doubles the Riga Carbine's damage, which makes it substantial. Then there's this guy. This is still my crazy crowd control guy. He uses the Savoa now rather than the Falcon due to the Falcon's damage being rather shit. This is my female Vanguard. She's the power combo string character. So what I do with her is that I will Nova an enemy, then Shockwave to detonate that effect, and the Shockwave's also set to prime the enemy, and then I'll charge those primed enemies for lots and lots of fun biotic explosions with her. Then, of course, there's my human Vanguard, who basically hasn't changed. He's the Nova Guard of old, where he just goes in, he charges, he Novas, he punches, he Novas, he punches, he Novas, he punches. Happy days. Then for this engineer, this is my crowd control character. So I use cryo beam to basically freeze up groups of enemies. She's got the cryo trap evolution, so I can actually just draw a line on the floor and freeze up a bunch of enemies, or weaken armor and gun them down. And if I'm dealing with shield armor, she's got the chain overload spec to hit up to 5 targets. So she's just basically about stunning, freezing, just controlling a bunch of enemies and taking them out with precision weaponry. Then I've got this human engineer, who is the cryo explosion guy. So he's using cryo beam to freeze the enemy and overload to detonate that effect. And he's also got the snap freeze evolution in cryo trap, so that if I freeze other enemies nearby while I'm doing this, I can set off a whole chain just from one combo. He's like a sort of a cryo fuse guy, if you like. This is the human female adept. She's a pull shockwave build. This obviously lets you deal with all mooks. When you're dealing with armor, though, she can just throw out a singularity, because her passive trait can make singularity debuff armor by 20%. So that's what she does to just basically gun down those characters. The other adept is obviously the singularity shockwave build, which is awesome for just combos all over the place. It's an expanding singularity, so it primes up everything, and shockwave detonates all of them. Fun times. This character is the Baronade build, one of my original favourites, honestly. She basically slaps down the barricade, energy drains the target, stuns up whoever's in front of her, and then guns them down. She's basically just running up and planting like an arc grenade on enemies. It's a lot of fun. Then there's this guy, who basically just throws targets away from him and then drags them back with an energy drain for a combo, and then guns down what remains, unless he's dealing with armoured targets or shielded targets, in which he'll energy drain first and throw them just to get a tech combo to stun them in place and shoot them up. So he's basically just energy drain and throw back to back with some gunning. My female infiltrator, she's the sticky grenade infiltrator, so she goes around using the sticky grenade to take care of mooks, because it's a shield and radius spec of the sticky grenade. And then when she's dealing with armor, she's got the double incinerate to just destroy any armor targets. The other human infiltrator then is a sort of air of effect. Well, he's sort of an area assassin, so he's basically got the radius and the 2 incinerate projectiles to sort of hit and panic as many enemies as possible, and then he's got a good gun, the sweeper, in fact, to basically take out all those targets that he's got stunned when he breaks cloak, and then he's got the sticky grenade to help him do some more focused damage against armor. Then we've got this bad boy, who is my most powerful build in the game. This is the Turian soldier with the shorty. He's basically a tank with a gun with incredible force and damage. He's got the rate of fire turbocharged, so he just blazes through everything and chews them up. Then I got my Krogan Vanguard. He's my weapons Vanguard, also using the shorty. He'll get in close to the enemy, detonates his fortify to stun them, charges in to create a tech combo for crowd control, and then absolutely obliterates everything with the shorty as well. That's a lot of fun. Then I've got my Krogan Engineer. She is my combo killer, because her power combos are fucking beautiful. She can bounce between tech and fire combos, so she can basically deal with anything the enemy throw at you. And then she's got the Darn to back it up, because the Darn's got some really nice burst DPS to basically take out anything that survives the combo. Then there is my Asari Sentinel. She is basically like... she's a sentinel in every aspect. So she's got energy drain to keep her health up. She's got throw for crowd control, and she's got backlash to backfire any nice suppression hits and control the enemy and just stay in close and do some really nice damage. Then there's the Solarian Infiltrator. He is my precision infiltrator. So he's basically working very much the same strategy as the male human infiltrator, except he is focused on single targets rather than one. He uses energy drain to strip shields and possibly stun, and then blows them away with the Crusader. He's also then got the sticker grenade to just help him chew through armor a bit faster. Then there's the Adept, who's basically the Fury of the game. She's using double throw nowadays. She's just running up and getting multiple combos real quickly because she primes everything she gets close to, and throw's got a pretty good recharge on it, so you can get out some really regular and multiple combos for her, so she gets some really nice damage out. She's basically your Vanguard Adept. Then there's the Kroger Merc. He is basically my stun and burn character. He's all about the flamethrower. So I'm using flat cannon to basically stun the enemy in place. If they got shields, I'll shoot them off, and then I will burn them until they turn to ash. Then there's the Turian Havoc. Turian Havoc is basically my melee close range gunner. She uses flat cannon to stun the enemy, then she'll glide on in to get close to the enemy. She'll then smash down with her area effect melee, get the melee gun bonus there that's in her passive tree, and then she shoots at the enemy promptly through turbocharge using the Katana S. It's a really nice gun now. The Asari Huntress is shit. She is. I'm sorry, guys. I have tried fucking everything to make this character interesting. She just isn't. The coolest thing I would say you can do with her is the sort of melee lance build. The problem with that is it only really works on closed maps. On the open maps, you'll melee lance a character and then somebody somewhere else on the map will shoot you once and she will fold. So what I decided to do with her is basically just put the Hurricane or the Hornet on her. They're the two weapons in the game that apply ammo effects the best. You basically want to shoot up your enemy, apply an ammo effect, hit them with lance to finish them off, and she's basically that's her assassin move. Is she just closes in with stealth grid, shoots up an enemy, gets them primed, hits them with lance, fucks off, because she gets the biotic kill, gives her shields back so that she can always lance. That's pretty much the coolest thing you can do, the most effective thing you could do with her. She's otherwise an utter garbage, boring character. I hate the Asari Huntress, which is why I call her Terwat.
I actually didn't level her up.
Yeah, Myth just straight up hasn't played her.
Yeah, it's the problem with Lance. It's just a bad power. It doesn't do anything.
So crap. I mean, if Lance did some good damage, then there would be something more to do, but it just doesn't. Even if you build it for nothing but all the biotic power damage you can possibly get your hands on, it's just not good unless you can get that headshot. And even if you do get the headshot, it's only good. It's not amazing or anything like that. It's just passable, and it's incredibly hard to get that hit. It's just, she's shit, and so's Lance.
There's another issue with Lance. In BioWare's attempts to make it easier to use for people, it now homes in on the enemies, sort of. But then because the homing mechanic in the game goes to the central mass, you can never get a headshot at long range.
Exactly, yeah. So it's actually, it's not just the fact that it's hard to aim, it literally aims against you to stop you from getting the true potential damage of Lance. It's just, ugh, she's shit. I'm sorry, that's all I can do for her, guys. That's all I can recommend. My Angara Insurgent here, he is a fire assault turret user who detonates the enemy with the trip mine. This does some incredible fire combos for this guy. He does multiple fire combos like crazy with him. He's very, very powerful. Then I've got the Solarian Architect, which is pretty much the same guy. I'm going to put the key shock on him eventually. Right now he's rocking the Crusader. I did respec the Remnant VIs for this stunning laser, just so that he can, not because I care about the primer or anything, but because if he does manage to stun any enemies for me, that's an easier precision shot for me. But basically he's just going around slamming the barricade down and shooting from it, kind of like a gunner version of the Demolisher from ME3. I'm basically taking the barricade around like I would take round the supply turret or pylon, I believe it was called. You just slap that round a nice corner, work that, shoot up the enemy, pick it up and move on, and then gun up the next group of enemies. He's basically a weapon barricade user with some he's got some extra stunning from the barricade and the Remnant VI to help him take out the enemies. The Turian Agent is now basically my soft Geth infiltrator. So basically he is my debuff assassin. So he's going to come in, he basically goes in with the tactical cloak, he uses flamethrower to debuff the enemy quickly, and then just takes him out with a nice burst fire DPS weapon, and then he moves on. The Recon Visor has got that armor damaged multiplier, which makes him do some really tidy damage against armor. The Praetorian Scrapper, as you just saw, is just king of dot. Basically, he's designed to debuff the enemy with snap freeze and then use flat cannon to chew through those poor enemies that you have snap freezed, and then you want to rinse and repeat that. It's all about just getting the shields down with a good weapon like the shorty, snap freezing those enemies and ripping them apart with a flat cannon armor build. The human juggernaut here, I have actually respec, so he's got some extra capacity and now rocks the Sonid. This is basically just your weapons platform. He's going to debuff armor with snap freeze and gun them down with a good sustained DPS weapon. And then against crowds of mooks, you can also snap freeze and shockwave for multiple cryo combos for some extra crowd control.
We had such a fun game with like 2 Turian soldiers and 2 juggernauts.
Yeah, we did an all Sonid game. Just jumped up on the balcony and mowed down anything that dared approach. It was like watching a turret defense game. It was with OP turrets. It was quite entertaining. Human Artificer, she is the snap freeze cryo beam user, so she's going around debuffing all the enemies with invasion and then cryo beaming them up, taking out an enemy and then just watching them all explode each other into a lovely blue smoke of death. Happy days, very powerful character. And obviously then I've kind of respected slightly, so a cryo beam does offer additional armor debuffing so that you can gun down armor because they're the one enemies that you can't, puff away with the snap freeze thing. As you saw earlier today, sorry, Myth, what's that?
The additional debuff.
What's that now?
Even with both debuffs from cryo beam and invasion, you can't really pop them off.
No, basically the armor targets don't explode when they're killed, when they're frozen, because they don't actually get frozen solid. They only get chilled, so that never happens with them. So what you can do is really gun down armor.
Okay.
The only time you can kill an armor target is if he has a bunch of small things around him.
Yeah. Basically, if you can use all the other enemies as a fuse to an armored target, and they will. You can kill an entire wave allotment with that build. It's really cool. The human commando, as you saw earlier, is basically my dot gunner hit and run strategy. So she's going to be using turbocharge to get 2 shots out of the key shock. She's got 2 projectiles from warp to apply dot and stun the enemy, so I can hit them with the key shock and then just take off, then to leave them to bleed to death. The Guardian then is just going for the full dot that you can get from warp and backing that up with some nice incendiary rounds to just basically bleed the enemy dry. If it's a suppression enemy, I can obviously warp them first, make them rip off their own shields and defenses, and then finish them off with my gun. He's the Dotter. And then we get to the ultra rares. The Asari Duelist is, she's my melee vanguard. She charges in, she melees, the enemy die, she moves on. Against suppression enemies, she can also sort of backlash them so they do enough damage to themselves. Then that'll break, she'll get a melee bonus, she can charge in, she can absolutely destroy them with that. The Angara Avenger is my melee infiltrator, so very much like a soft N7 Shadow. She's going to stealth grid, she's going to Avenger Strike to get behind the enemy, and then she's going to cut them up with a knife, and then she's got the sticky grenade as backup then to help her deal with the large armor targets. Although her knife does have an armor bonus, so the small armor targets you can just rip apart with her. The Selayan Operator, he is basically a debuff stun and gunner. So basically I debuff I can debuff up to 3 targets at a time with invasion. I got overload spec to I can chain it to hit 3 targets as well, so they're stunned and their shields are stripped, and then I can just take them out. And then I can just constantly, with the build I've got so much duration on shield boost, I can basically just have shield boost running constantly on this guy, so that's where he survives. The Kineticist is the Kineticist. She's probably the most beautiful thing to come into Andromeda. She is the embodiment of the potential this game has, because she's got moves. Yep. She's got a moveset that actually fits into the controls of the game. She takes full advantage of all the mechanics of Andromeda. She's so much fun. Essentially what I'm doing with her is I'm using the Hurricane to shoot up the enemies, apply an ammo effect, then I pick them up and I chuck those enemies at the other enemies to basically have throwable power combos. It's absolutely awesome. Anytime I'm dealing with sort of stragglers and stuff, I can just pull them and throw them, and that's them sorted. I didn't bother with double throw. I went with the power combo evolution on throw with that, just so that those combos that I am throwing are stronger. Because at the end of the day, even though I can pull 2 targets, I've still got lance. So if I need to just do 2 quick kills, I can throw the one and lance the other. That's the kineticist. The Guardian, she is my pull melee build. So what she's going to do is she's just going to run around hitting stuff to death with the hammer. She can strip shields, pull targets towards her and smash them with the hammer. That gives her a boost to her melee damage and just does kill anything. If you pull that enemy, you're going to kill them with the hammer. The only thing that survives that is the Ascendant. Everything else dies. But her melee, general melee damage has actually seen quite a significant buff recently, so that she can just actually run around in melee too with the Annihilation Field debuff and everything. She's kind of your sentinel melee, if you like. The Angara Exemplar, he's kind of like my Baronade build, but basically he's all about chaining electric combos. So basically I slam down Barricade, then I energy drain for a combo, and the energy drain set to prime, and then I overload, and that's another combo, and his recharge speed gets quicker every time he kills an enemy with a combo, and his recharge speeds are amazing anyway. So basically you're just chaining almost constant power combos with this guy, and that's his deal. He's just crowd control through power combos. And then finally, this is kind of like the Asari Adept, whereas she's kind of like the Vanguard Adept. This guy is the Adept Vanguard. He just is going to fly in, prime with his Annihilation Field, box them in the teeth, and cause power combos all over the place. And that's everybody. Who would you like to see?
I had a game with the Angara Exemplar with the build revision the other day against Outlaw. I slapped down a barricade. There was a pug really annoying with Singularity overwriting all of my tech combos. Was really annoying. But as soon as I got away from him, I slapped down a barricade, and all the enemies were walking towards me. They got stunned by barricade. I used an electric. I used energy drain. Stun them again. I used overload. Stun them again. They couldn't attack me, and they were all. I was surrounded by about 7 enemies. They couldn't attack me.
Yeah, they can't break through it. His recharge speed is so amazing, and he can just chain combos off of each of his powers if you go in that order, and basically just make sure the enemy are completely immobilized. It's fun. So, which one of my strategies would you like to see? The only ones I would tell you to wait for the video is for the Gladiator and the Batarian Vanguard, because they decided to hide away character progression through RNG unlocks, so these guys are still not at full strength. And there's nothing I can do about it, unfortunately, until I unlock them a couple more times. Honestly, if I get one more unlock of the Gladiator, I've got a working build for her. Hit the Batarian Vanguard, I might need 4 unlocks, honestly. Now, there is a delay, but I did go on a bit, so I'm hoping we'll see some choices flying in soon. Because if you guys don't say anything, I'm probably going to play the Turian Soldier with the shorty.
Boring.
Oh, but it's so good.
Alright, go Merc.
Soft Geth Infiltrator. Oh, sorry, Nick. So Turian Agent's got a vote. I would like to put extra emphasis on the soft. He's no Geth Infiltrator.
Nothing is the Geth Infiltrator.
Well, the Turian Soldier gets pretty fucking close. Just putting it out there. The shit huntress. Sorry, Nick. Sorry, Nick. My eyes are on the chat as well. You're banned, Breaker.
The Artificer. So you've got to vote for the Artificer there.
The Artificer. That's 2 votes for the Artificer. I will say the Artificer is... Oh, right, yeah, okay, Ronick, that's true. He probably is just clarifying. I mean, apart from getting some additional armor damage, what I can show you with the Artificer today will be basically the same thing I showed you last stream. So if you do want to see how that works, you can just watch that last gameplay. But I'll do it if other people want to see it. Watch everybody go, shit Huntress, shit Huntress, shit Huntress.
Well, I'm playing my Huntress. I'm playing Cost Effect.
Kineticus is great. Kineticus is a fantastic character. She's like the epitome of Andromeda. She is like the shining example of Andromeda's potential. She really is. If every character was built like her, this would be a fucking amazing game. I promise you.
Yeah, the thing that grinds my gears the most is that they use pull and throw. They give it so that you can. They made it so you can pull them, hold the pull, and then just tap the right bumper, and then you throw. But then with the duelist, you hold backlash with LB, and you don't actually charge in.
No, and it should. It would be so smooth if you could just go from fucking backlash straight to charge.
So much that would make so much right, but
I know. It does hurt.
And that's more characters actually as well. Human Guardian, backlash, a shield boost.
Yeah, no, they've missed it all over the place, honestly. What I think would also be really cool for the other guys that don't really have that much potential with the sort of way the double button setup thing is, if you could pick and choose, or at least assign which power goes to which button, you wouldn't have to worry about the double button if you're just speccing for 2 powers. Excellent. And that would have been really nice. So what have we got? We've got another one for the Turian Agent. That's been done recently. Then I wouldn't mind the Commando. You might want to watch the beginning of the stream if you want to see the Commando. I'll put up another. We got a 3rd vote for the Agent. I think we've got a winner. I haven't really seen the 2 newest humans. Watch the beginning of the stream because that's what we just what I just churned out. Agent, okay. Commando and Guardian were in the stream. Yes, I just read what Wild said. Okay, I think the Turian Agents won then.
Who do I want to use? I mean, I could put it to the vote. What character should I use?
Oh god.
You could take the Kineticus was 2nd place.
Yeah.
So I think people got really excited about this because I said the words Geth and Infiltrator. I miss him too, guys. I miss him too. Let's see. Shotgun rail lamps. All right, actually, but I'm going to just use a silver. I want to save my golds and my platinums for the vids. As soon as I get my hands on the key shock, those vids are ready to go. It's the last weapon I need to get my hands on to complete all my strategies.
I can make the videos that, you don't need key shock for.
Indeedy.
Just an idea.
Power efficiency. Yeah, I might go power efficiency on him. Kineticus and Paul does work great. Do you know Kineticus with like many other weapons works even better though?
Yeah, the Paul.
Because the Paul has the same range as the Equalizer, and the Equalizer does more DPS, and it's not ultra rare, and it's not as heavy, and you can do the expert package, so you get the recharge speed bonus and the pistol damage, and it applies ammo better. So just putting that out there. The Paul is an ultra rare that should be so much better than it is. I haven't unlocked it yet. I don't care if I never do.
You said Turians versus everything, so I'll change it to a Turian.
I don't know, this Asari's come from the 80s. I got love for you if you were born in the 80s. The Picasso effect.
Yeah, she's a work of art. It's Picasso effect.
If only she would actually make true. do justice to that name.
I know. She basically, whereas the Kineticist is like the shining example of Andromeda, the Huntress is the sad reality of Andromeda. She is the embodiment of everything wrong with the game. There is nothing going on there. The coolest thing you could do with her is do like a double throw priming build and then use shield lance to like detonate both those targets for like double biotic combos. Problems with that is she gets shot the moment she uses throw because that breaks stealth grid and then she can't lance. So, you know, it's not viable. I forget who we're going against. Kett.
One simple. Clear the area and lock it down.
So yeah, Prime, Flame, debuff, dead. Rinse and repeat. So it's kind of like Flamer has replaced the proxy mine in this regard. But rather than make the enemy take more damage, it just makes them put out less. I'll take it. It's got a lot more synergy than, you know, you normally would with a fucking flamethrower on your infiltrator. Also, I can potentially panic some enemies as well. So obviously makes taking them out even easier. Come on, get up there like the pro you are.
Just 3 hostiles remaining. Nice job, Apex. Keep it going.
Normally I wouldn't use the Piranha on a character that doesn't have like a reload bonus because the 2.5 second reload's a real pain in the dick. But the fact that I can cloak kind of alleviates that issue.
Hostiles en route.
Let's find somewhere more exciting.
Hello, Woodall 95. I don't know. Woody? I don't know.
So yeah, obviously with the recon visor, you can tell that I've got a kind of soft hunter mode on, which helps me find the enemies, which is really cool for like tracking them down and assassinating them. But with the rank 6 evolution, it also gives me a wicked debuff against armor for some really nice damage. And that's where you it gets more hunter modey.
All enemies clear. Keep it up.
God, I feel like if I licked you, I would never recover from it.
Enemies triangulating.
On the first one.
Find their sensor arrays and get them broken. Send it in the house.
I loved how they gave this guy like all the voice lines to be like the cocky Garrus we know and love without, you know, being the cocky Garrus we know and love.
Enemy track shut down.
I got this next one. Oh, you stupid fucking thing. If it says on my screen, press triangle to do the device, when I press triangle, be super if you did the device!
No, he said he wanted to break stealth. That's what he wanted to do. I've got this one because I'm right next to it.
Cool.
Enemy tech is deactivated. Objective complete.
Alright, there you go.
Oh, he dead.
He should be. I don't know how he survived that.
Shield down.
Oh, you're getting on my nerves now. It's time for you to go.
3 hostiles remaining.
There we go.
Easy out.
Good. Stay sharp.
Now, you guys might be wondering, how on earth are you actually going to get that debuff to work without actually setting the enemy on fire?
Incoming.
I'll explain it in the build.
Go.
Or at least what my understanding is it works this way.
I think
I can't
you might be
cannot
wrong.
confirm. I may be wrong. It's very, very possible. But then the reason I'd be wrong is because I read what the game told me.
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah,
this guy-
You're wrong.
This is where Recon Visor does some damage.
Oh,
Reading a flat line.
come
I'm
touch
gonna
me,
touch you.
Mr.
I'm gonna touch
Turian.
you. Oh, she's so hot. Ugh, I got a dirty stealth grid bonus on me. Yuck.
Now fuck it.
Just 3 hostiles remaining.
Get up.
Nice job, Apex. Keep
Hi.
I've
I
actually
see
been
you've
floating here
ascended.
for a little while. I've actually been floating here for a little while.
Oh.
Still not like 6? Jesus.
I just punched in the back of the head by something. Oh, the fiend, that's what.
Yeah, they'll do it. Damn. Ooh.
reading a flat line.
I see you, bitch.
3 more to go.
Can't kid a kidder.
Nice job, Apex.
Or infiltrate an infiltrator.
Or troller. Or controller. Well, there you go.
Recovery requested. Recover objects of interest.
If only I could hunt the hunter. Even worth my flamethrower. You. You silly monkey man, what are you doing? Apart from dying.
Artifact recovered.
Works on it.
Nearly through. Artifact is secure.
No, don't reload. Ah, I got you. And you. And you. Who's next? Oh, probably the objective. Whoop. 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 Gotcha.
Ah, fuck, I off-spec, piece of shit. Oh no, oh no. It wasn't off-spec, of course. Why would it be off-spec? It was only off-spec for like 5 years.
Yeah, so the last buff they did to Piranha was, although unnecessary, fucking awesome. This gun is like super powerful. It's now the highest burst DPS weapon in the game. When with any sort of health bar apart from shields. In shields, you're still looking at the shorty being the highest burst DPS, but it's also like the third and second strongest sustained DPS in some cases. So it's just a really fucking good gun. Die when I shoot you. Hoop. 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 I can't be arsed with doing anything. Actually, this could be fun. Bang. Ah, you puss. It's like you don't want to die or something. I see you, baby. Ooh, that's a fiend.
Not for long.
Nah, my reload. See that burst? There's a lot of shit up here. No, couldn't go up there. Oh, I did. I still hate the fact that recon visor needs to be turned on constantly. Have slightly more respect for it now I understand the armor defense debuff better. I thought that was literally just lowering armor mitigation. It was actually making you do substantially more like weapon damage to armor targets. Oh, I thought that was like a fiend was spiraling in the air for a moment then. Yay!
Huzzah!
Whoosh. And so ends the tale of Rodimus.
Yeah, I might change this build to a Piranha build.
Which character?
Okay. My Turian Havoc.
Ah.
But I've got like a stun and gun build.
Yeah, if you decide to not go with the melee bonus like I do and just go with the reload bonus, yeah, you'll be laughing.
So she's currently a Hurricane build. And just kind of mow everything down with the Hurricane.
And that is Rodimus. Here is the build. Let me explain what I was doing here. So recon visor is the same. I go with the accuracy and stability here. This obviously makes my Piranha land more shots and do more damage, or rather more pellets and do more damage. Then I went with the duration, so I don't have to keep switching it on as frequently as it would otherwise have me, because I don't need to see enemies much further than I do, honestly. And then this is the whole reason you spec into Recon Visor at all, is to get this armor defense weakening debuff here. For 10 seconds, you can weaken armor by 25% with every single shot you do. I'm not saying it increases by 25% with every shot. I'm just saying one shot debuffs it that much. So you can do some really nice debuffing for the whole team and yourself thanks to that evolution. Tactical Cloak is the smart build. So I've gone with the extra damage here. I've gone with the extra duration because I really don't need the movement speed. So this helps me do objectives and the like. And then you go with this one. Okay, so this makes you stay cloaked when you first sort of break cloak for a bit. It keeps you invisible for a little while. If you spec for the other one, things get weird and buggy. So just go with this, honestly. This is what you need to get the damage. And it also makes the aggro not come straight to you. In fact, you'll probably kill most enemies before they realise you're aggroing them. Flamethrower, I don't spec into. What I would do, if I did spec into, is I would be eventually going for the blinding heat here. So I can debuff enemies by 50. So basically their damage input would be halved if I set them on fire, as it states here. But instead, I decided to spec into support systems because I can use rank 4 here. This gives me power, effect, duration. This will obviously make me use Recon Visor for longer. Big fan of that, honestly. This is some extra shields, which allows me to survive with the close quarters I'm operating in with this character. But then there's this evolution. Hitting enemies with powers causes them to temporarily deal less damage. Now, this is a 30% debuff. Not as big as fire, as the one with Flamethrower, but it lasts longer. It's got an 8-second duration, which is because as you can see, the duration of the burning damage here is only 5. So it's not. So it's longer, and the enemy don't have to be on fire. They just need to be hit with a power, according to this evolution. So this means it affects shielded enemies too. If my understanding is correct. So that's what I like to do with this guy.
You don't hit with any power except Flamethrower, so...
Exactly. So I cloak, I Flamethrower, I get that debuff without speccing into Flamethrower. And then I've also got a duration on my Recon Visor and some extra health to back that up. Goes a lot further than just halving their damage. And then with Apex training, I go with the weapon damage, the headshot, and the weapon damage, with also the accuracy as well to help my Piranha do even more damage. And that is the soft Geth Infiltrator. Time to unlock the key shock. Oh. Oh my god, this Bulwark Sandstorm!
Oh my god! It's so underpowered.
In all fairness, guys, the Sandstorm is actually now a perfectly viable weapon. It's not great, but it's viable. Yeah. And the Ghost, on the other hand, is just garbage. So don't worry about that.
I mean, it's got
For one of the 4 actually guns in the game that actually have a niche.
Which one's that, sorry?
The Ghost. It's one of the 4 or 5 guns that actually has a niche.
It's a shame it's just not a needed niche. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Once upon a time it was, because it was a gun that basically the longer you shot it, the more accurate it got. Which meant something when all the assault rifles were really, really inaccurate. They're not anymore. So...
Yeah.
And also, it's actually got a really good force behind it. It's like the 3rd highest force weapon in the game. So it is good for, you know, staggering enemies, but unfortunately, it's not good for killing them. So, that's the Ghost.
I suppose the fact that it's got a lot of ammo, a lot in the clip, it's good for suppressive fire?
Do you know what's better for suppressive fire?
A dead enemy?
Yeah, well, just a lot of other guns, honestly, that, you know, do dead enemies. You're definitely in the right ballpark. But yeah, I've composed a little list, and I will bring it up for you now, of what I consider to be the weapons that are worth your time. So I'm working with the Hornet as a basis. I think the Hornet is a really sort of decent weapon that I can totally get on board with. And if you were to do any kind of lower sustained DPS than the Hornet, you're going to find it a bit of a chore to deal with horde enemies. You know, you want to be able to take out them with some efficiency because it's so fucking repetitive. So I would say using the Hornet as a baseline, the Hornet would be your worst weapon on my list of good DPS weapons. Above that then is the Talon. Above that, the Razard. Above that, the Inferno. Then the Sandstorm. Then the Valiant. Then the Savoa. Then the Viper S. Then the Crusader. Then the Sweeper. Sweeper got a really nice buff recently. It's actually a good weapon. It's above decent. I would definitely say it's a good weapon, the Sweeper now. Then there's the Disciple. The Dan. The Riga. The Selesh. The Hurricane. The Scattershot. The Katana S also saw a really nice buff recently.
Over the Hurricane.
It is better than the Hurricane. I didn't do it.
Disagree.
That's the numbers. That's just
Numbers are
that's
liars. Numbers lie.
the Scattershot
numbers
is
flat out
fucking
lie.
incredible. The Scattershot has got better DPS than the Hurricane in general, but when it comes to like armor and shields, it just blows it away. It's really fucking good. Well, it actually doesn't blow it away with shields, but it does blow it away with armor. Scattershot's a really fucking good weapon. But the Katana S is actually better than it nowadays, thanks to its recent buff. So check that bad